Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, old rubberface Ed Miliband has suggested that people who rent their homes should be allowed to demand that landlords put in electric vehicle chargers. That's fine, don't have a problem with that. They can demand all they like. Doesn't mean that the landlords will be obliged to do it, but if they are, there should be some kind of tax break, I believe, maybe. But one of the big problems, of course, is that a lot of people in rental property have apartments. It's just not feasible, is it? It's okay if you've got a driveway. If you've got a house with a driveway, you can park your car on. Don't have a worry then. And you can get I believe there is a fund where you can get it in and installed for a reasonable price. Again, not really much of an issue. Don't know how you're going to do it with apartments, and I don't know how you're going to do it if you have no drive. There's liability issues. Where does the liability go from the landlord, or is it the local authority if it's going across a path, for example? I don't think he's thought this out very well. But then, of course, it would involve some intelligence and sort of critical thinking, not the sort of things you associate with Ed Miliband, is it? Dumb as an ox and doesn't work out what problems are until afterwards when someone else has sorted them out for him. Idiot. But he says he wants to consult on empowering renters and leaseholders to install home chargers, he says. Okay, fine. Like I say, if they've got a driveway, not really much of an issue. But what if they don't? What if they're on the 14th floor of a tower block? I mean, first of all, it's a bit of a stretch putting a wire out your window down 14 floors. And what if there's a fire caused by it? What's the safety issues? You know, there's so many things that this man doesn't think about. The only problem for Ed, of course, apart from his, I suppose, intrinsic stupidity, he can't help that. He can't help being stupid. We can all sympathise with that. You know, we see a stupid man achieve greatness, and we think, "Oh, well done for him." Unfortunately, that stupidity harms us all. But he was he had this plan, and he said, "Oh, it's going to be transparent and fair," and that was all very fine. This plan for allowing everybody to have these charges. It was okay until the High Court, of course, was called in and ruled that the climate plan of his was unlawful. There was no evidence, you see. There was no evidence that his policies outlined were sufficient to meet legally binding claims. That's the trouble, though, isn't it? He's dumb and he just invents it and goes, "Oh, I'll make it up as I go along. I've got ideas." And so he had this plan for that, and he tried to put this in before, and it didn't work, and it's not going to work now, is it? You can't force a landlord to put something in if that, by putting it in, causes a risk to other people. Poor old Ed just doesn't get it, does he? Because his IQ is around the same as his shoe size. Thanks very much.